affected the government or the party. But some individuals who also they distinguish themselves, say, or Bojuma.
Okay.
And that is why I'm still surprised, though, at some of the results. We may now have to do maybe exit polls. Yeah, we have to perhaps go down and ask the people, why did you vote? And why did you not vote? Because per the results you are releasing, there's a people over 5,000. Then can one to Aba, Emma Esla, and I say almost 8,000 to 9,000. Oman to Kra, Omo to Quain, Omo transfer, Omo 12,000. So huge a number. And to me, Koba so many every constituency no. And to me, Koba so many to Quain no. And to me, Koba say up to even thousands of the people ever constituency. It is just protest. Say yen to Kra, Oman to Abano. Yes, Omo to Tia, Oman to.
Doc, say I buy here to it. Wouldn't Enra Bedsham the permit, let's send my dream. You say, way a Sunday signal be at the my politicians say, you can no more take us for granted.
Truthfully, they already know.
Okay.
There's nothing new. I mean, no here can or hand you. Here supposed to be our politicians in him. It's near or the Bayajuma or the Bayajuma. Well, you are pushing me. Nipa be 80B.
And you no one to from.
Nipa be 80B. Sorry. Say I'm on finance minister bio. So be kaya. Go and check sa nipa 80 during their primaries. Their course.
Was
there an unseen hand? And tears uncle for no luzu or more primaries. To the extent so we need primaries in the crowd and your supporter now. You had only one vote in voter region. For Christ's sake, you had only one vote, only one seat, right? Oti unya 0. Now we voter region 1. Then I'll be it go to a time I am for Bojaka say Amewu who know did you may be the better abanama. Omoto mano. Did Amewu get support this time? Because
within his own party.
Me say you can't throw away the hen that lays the golden egg. Ono pen out me am wanya nanka wunya sa sit ever da. Nti ono ma wunya de a na se bibi suronko wono ho a wo de emwa kakra kobana. Because at the end of the day you are looking for a number of seats. Yeah. Open majority seats. Nti kakra na wo hwe a hodin wo ho signal na che say oyire no ho kakra anko betumi. Siso ampa wo boa no ana. Wa mboa no de a say yentumi nka the blame say Amewu ordinarily area. Until you have to do something extraordinary. Ordinary things bring you ordinary results. Until a lot of the areas where you don't now de mwaka krakota and nipanechi, and you could look beyond the person and say for the party's sake. That's why I love Kufo, and forever I respect this man. Forever, and yet conditioner. When there were issues, Uncle Fuwa can say, hey, Munyamutra, was say, my mama support Walan. Can who say MPP, the man bear president? Even at his old age, not Nam or Yepuka campaign, that is party loyalty. Is that what we saw in other people? It was there about vindictiveness, was there about personalization. People have a lot of work to do. The assessment they can't finish in 1 year, I'm telling you.
Wait there, you remember now, you may share phone, you can say, and a bon on Kuno, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and your Magana Bekasa. A bon on Kuno pay, a bon or chap on Sima, a doom watchy, and see an open on Kuno sharp. Dr. Babes Median, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, two Frank Adema, NPP, Amayukuno, one Ghana for you now, because I see a find live UTV ha. Number 2 actually say, Assembly and Dr. Babeka, yen to me, and to Tumrika, and Kokambia, as some cool Babeka Chireno. You be ye, number 2 actually, and it's exactly 9 o'clock. No, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and Ghana for you now, Ebekasa UTV, being live, number 2 me, Ashanti, as some cool Babecano. Aha, till my feeding in a ya. Yes, Kokuado.
And that's near Japan.
About so now, Cornelia, some years, so mamma, come up, Tommy here. Yes, my student Kokuado.
Look, let me say, necessary, a do be a defeat the orchestration need to party and Gasemo.
Of course. Me say and yes, I will go school and son won't say brony nebe. In your school near the home brony or a brony.
Okay.
Or you freeze or goes or you're free.
Okay.
In the money be it was glaring. Me say what the shada bisa o what the amanyo koyechi politics echi kakra.
Yeah.
Track the people who were against or who were calling for the head of the finance minister.
When we knew.
Now here more primaries. No be a sitting member of parliament or no so wodomo. Or it's so easy to become a member of parliament. No be MP apart from the supporters or families. What I say, they have families who are equally happy. Say, obi or her 77 years na man. By any person, minnu kokuado, a member of parliament, and one of the one. Now we say, oh, ye ni member na lusua. Well, and ya monya mi emhe. Sa also bet me aye. Ye mi emhe. Sa ni man on the course. Now apart from no, they say, Omama party mpani, Oma bre. I see Nanabi and I see say. He has not had rest. And he was all over.
But Doc, defeat in a year now say the type of defeat MPs in Yanama who say say defeat there as part of elections. But me tell say individuals be so can be. Okay.
Nyame na meka ebi wo so so a oya na adwen se vindictiveness ne yaka ne twi se on to me mfa nchew wo ye ne boni a am free those things were there so enti ekodu baby na akwere se okay se mo se ye ntumi a mo nyame ehwe mo nka ye ho a mo mmeka ye ho a mo ntumi ho ye betumi aye ya de
obi anso wo de o de
but politics is about numbers.
Okay.
So say anonymia kura won dofo enti politics here obi a win MP by 3 votes na say nipa 88 is omukọ one side o ka say asem ketwa say 88 no say ukọ ye wadwen say mu 30 kura obefum mo a ebetumi affect nationally so obi ye MP e wa asokwa enso nabusua ti nkran na ya na ye hwe no yadwen ye say oh ebia da bia nipa no ye to aba ne nko a no, that don't make that mistake. Mimi Chrome, Nipa, a free hakoto about Hono. They almost half of the people who live there.
But okay, side ya okay, party no, yani or hierarchy. As a party management, almost a show monsa, chairman, organizer, secretary, and to say, sir, and no man a bar. Almost a few mufumana, a former chief. There's a
missing link between the party hierarchy and government.
Okay.
There's always been a problem. And he said, when you a proper sync, say, a band begia to say, a party in a demi bar power. Because you are there because of the party. It is a one resource party. No? When ginger party, if you don't build a party, you are just hanging. So, until you could do baby now, man, say, yen ye what to me no, oh, I buy my no, but to me no, if you be so nearby.
Okay. Doc, where the Abraham, Mama, Madaro, Mamma, Mammy, my baby, Kubi. Now, young call new what do be say. We can what do be say now. I will each other. I know what be say because a near one, you know, the many, also many answer to be this now, from one Kwaku to another Kwaku. Kwaku Saka, they are marching. Hello, Kwaku. Baku. That's right. Macho. Maybe I pay. Yes, you what do you? Yes, Papa. Yatumon Cassiani and Yaji. No, do be a citizen Hoboko. Yamia dom obepi ni we bibia se dia boni bia ni ha yafo aba no enra wie ama ya quality resource nya ba ye train say is in this 75 resource e dia be ba ni wa twen ma make say ni gina electoral commission no office we ni to bia se ye train officially electoral commission no na to penny or down on the
I believe our fourth address to the media, by extension the good people of Ghana. This address has become imperative because of the need for the National Democratic Congress to update the nation and its supporters on the current status of the electoral process currently ongoing. Ladies and gentlemen, as a serious political party, we have polling agents in all the over 40,796 polling stations across the length and breadth of Ghana. We also have party agents in all the 276 constituency coalition centers across the 16 regions of Ghana. We are almost through with our internal collation as a party, and so we have provisional results that gives an indication, a very clear indication as to how the people of this country voted yesterday. And I'm happy to inform you, and by extension the good people of Ghana, that from the results we have seen so far from our internal collation, provisional results, it is very clear that Ghanaians have rejected 8 years of corruption, 8 years of state capture, 8 years of wastage, 8 years of nepotism and cronyism, 8 years of economic mismanagement, 8 years of insensitivity and arrogance of power, 8 years of crass incompetence and ineptitude. And it is very clear that the people of this country have voted overwhelmingly for change. They have given the National Democratic Congress an emphatic, resounding, and a landslide victory. And in fact, the provisional figures we are seeing from our internal coalition show that this landslide, this overwhelming, resounding victory given the NDC in both the presidential and parliamentary election is unprecedented in the history of Ghana as far as this fourth republic dispensation is concerned. That is taking out the 1992 elections won by Flight Lieutenant Jerry Joe Rawlings of blessed memory, our founder. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we want to update you because clearly we are all experiencing significant delays on the part of the Electoral Commission relative to the collation of results at the constituency level and the declaration of parliamentary results at the constituency level. And as part of our quest to promote transparency in this electoral process right from the start to the end, we deem it necessary to update the nation now on the provisional results we have so far collated as a political party. And so if you look behind me, you will see 8 screens. And on these 8 screens, you will see a summary of our collated results for the presidential election. And from the screen, if you look at the far left, my far left corner, you will see that so far of the results that have been collated, the National Democratic Congress has garnered, even before I get there, you look at the far left corner, the bottom part, and you will see that out of the 40,976 polling stations, 40,976 polling stations, we have received results from our agents covering 38,896 polling stations. And these are results backed by pink sheets. We have pink sheets from our agents in 38,896 polling stations out of 40,976 polling stations in Ghana. The total valid votes involved in these 38,887 polling stations are 11,159,430. The total rejected ballots that we have recorded is 228,443. And if you look at the results summary between the two main contenders, the presidential candidates for the NDC and the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, you can see that John Dramani Mahama has garnered per our internally collated provisional results 6,286,600 votes, which is equivalent to 56.33%, whilst the failed presidential aspirant of the NPP, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, has managed to garner a paltry 4,614,606, representing 41.35%. And let me emphasize that we have pink sheets to buttress this. And so it is very clear that the people of this country have voted for change. And this is not just a vote for change. It is an extraordinary vote for change. It is a historic event that has happened in our country. And we are grateful to the people of Ghana. What we want at this stage is for the Electoral Commission to fast track the collation process at the constituency collation level, because we see evidence of deliberate delay on the part of some, not all, some EC officials at the collation center, at the constituency collation level. And I'm going to give you further and better particulars to that effect. Now, aside this, we also have provisional results for the parliamentary elections across the length and breadth of Ghana. And the trend is not any different from the overwhelming presidential mandate that the great National Democratic Congress has been given by the people of Ghana. We have it on authority that in the Upper East region, out of the 15 constituencies, the NDC has won 15 over 15. 100%. We can also tell you on authority that in the Upper West region, out of the 11 constituencies, the NDC has won 100%, 11 over 11. We can tell you on authority that in the northern region of Ghana, based on our internally collated results, provisional, the NDC has won 11 out of the 18 constituencies. We can also tell you on authority that in the Savannah region, the home region of our presidential candidate and the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, the NDC has won 6 out of the 7 constituencies there. I'll come back and explain to you, some concerns we have with that one constituency, Damango. Then, in the northeast region, the home region of the failed presidential candidates of the MPP, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, I can tell you that from our internally collated results or provisional results, we have won 3 out of the 6 constituencies, and that is Yonyo, Tripone, and Bukubu. For Savannah, Yapi, Bole, Sola, Salaga South, Salaga North, Daboya have all been won by us. There is a challenge with Damango, which we are trying to rectify. For Upper West is 11 over 11, so I need not mention the constituencies. Upper East is 15 over 15, I need not mention the constituencies. I will share with you the 11 constituencies in the northern region, which we have won convincingly. And in fact, we won, there is one seat that went to an independent candidate at Williamsea, and that is an NDC member. If you add that, that will be 12. But officially, what we have won, the number of seats we have won per the provisional results, we have collated internally 11 constituencies. And these 11 constituencies are Tamale North, Sagnerigu, Kumbungu, Tamale South, Mio, Sabuba, Tamale Central, Zabzugu, Tatale, Nanton, and Yendi. Of course, Williamsea has been won by an NDC person who ran as an independent candidate. Now in the Bunu East region, the home region of the incoming First Lady of Ghana, I can tell you on authority that out of the 11 constituencies, we have won 10 out of the 11. And the only one that we didn't win is Techiman South, but all others, so I need not mention them, we've won. I can also tell you that in the Bono region, the home region of the national chairman of the great NDC, and should I say the national communications officer, out of the 12 constituencies, the NDC has won 11 over 12. We have won in constituencies that the NDC has never won since the 1992 elections. And it is unimaginable, unbelievable, incredible that even some of us struggle to believe the scale of the victory that God has graced us with and the people of this country, have given us. Then in the Ahafo region, out of the 6 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 5 out of the 6. The only one that it appears we didn't win is Tanonof. Then in the Ashanti region, the stronghold, the so-called stronghold of the MPP, which I dare say has been turned into a swing region on the basis of the outcome of this year's election. In Ashanti region, so far we've won 7 constituencies without any dispute. We've won 7. We've added 3 to the 4 we had already, and these 3 have already been declared by the EC. In total, we've not won 7. This is what the internally collated results we have shows that we have won for now. But there are 3 constituencies in contention, which we believe we have won. And those constituencies are the Mankrauso area, Obuasi East, and then Tepa. So these 3 constituencies, there are serious contentions there that I'll be speaking to, and we believe that if you add that, we should be around somewhere 10 or so. So, but the ones that there are no disputes about, we've not had any challenges with, have to do with 7 out of the 47, and we are still following keenly the 3 other constituencies in contention relative to the parliamentary results. For the Eastern region, the home region of the failed despotic tyrant Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the NDC in the presidential election is hovering around 47%. And in the parliamentary election, out of the 33 constituencies, the NDC has won 10. Another independent candidate who ran on the ticket of the NDC has won 1. And the 10 we have won in the Eastern region are in Sawama Dwadri, the constituency of the minority chief whip, the arrogant minority chief whip, Alodon Pre. Upper West Action, which is Abenso, the capital, Lower West Action, Asamankese, Abri, Fantiakwa North, Sujaman, Payosika Nashe, Lower Menya Krobo, Upper Menya Krobo, Yellow Krobo, and a Afram Plains South constituency. We won Afram Plains North, but it was an independent candidate from the NDC who won that. In the Greater Accra region, the capital of Ghana, out of the 34 constituencies, there are internally collated provisional results. We can tell you that we've won 30 out of the 34. We've won Ada, we've won Sege, we've won Nigo Pram, we've won Po Katamanso, Shai Osuduku, Ashaman, Tema East, Tema West, Crowell, Lejokuku, Ladadi Kutupo, Klote Kole, Odududio, Ablikuma South, Ablikuma Central, Ablikuma West has been declared. Osla is a goner. Amasaman, Adenta, Madina, Ayawaso North, Ayawaso West were gone, Ayawaso East, Domia Brobum, Okaikwe North, Okaikwe South, Ayawaso Central, Domipa Binya, and I'm just receiving confirmation that we have won Botiano English among now we've won. There are a few others in contention that we are still battling it out with the NPP and the Electoral Commission, and I'm going to speak about that. But if for nothing at all, we know that Ayawaso Central and Ablekuma West have been declared by the Electoral Commission. We've won that without any question. In the voter region, the World Bank, the proud World Bank of the great NDC, there are 18 constituencies. One mistakenly went to a man called Peter Mewu in 2020. Now that constituency, the Hohoi constituency, has come back home to the NDC, and I can tell you that we've won 18 over 18. In the OT region, out of the 9 constituencies, the NDC has won 9 over 9. 100%. In the central region, the home region of our mother and the incoming first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana, the region which also happens to be the home region of the current majority leader of parliament, Dr. Casey Latofosen. I can tell you that out of the 23 constituencies, we have won 18. And in the western region, I can tell you that in the western region, which is a swing region, just like the central region, out of the 17 constituencies, the NDC has so far won convincingly, based on our internally collated provisional results, 15 out of the 17. The only ones that we did from the results we have are Takrade and Ifia. In the Western North constituency, which has 9, Western North region, which has 9 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 8 out of the 9. The only one we did not win is Swaman. The BNE has been won by the NDC. And so if you do a brief summary of the tentative provisional results we have collated, so far, even if you take out the contentious ones, the NDC is hovering around 185 out of the 276. And as you saw from the results we showed you, the presidential results, we are hovering around 56%. And for your information, in nominal terms, the difference between John Mahama and Alhaji Bawumia is over 1.5 million votes, and that number is bigger than the population of about 5 countries that I know. So we are not talking about an ordinary victory here. That is why I said this is an emphatic, resounding, overwhelming, historic and unprecedented victory that the NDC has struck. If you take out 92, and I don't even count 92 because of all the challenges we had with that. Did you first? All right. So I'm even hearing that some of the constituencies that we had issues with, we are working on them. Techiman South, we are working, and other constituencies. I'm just talking about the ones that are not in dispute. And it is very clear that by the close of day, we would have resolved all the other ones with disputes, and this number is likely to go up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the most worrying issue for us at the moment has to do with the attitude of some criminally minded EC officials in some of the constituencies. Not all of them. Some have been very professional and they have done their work dutifully. But others are deliberately delaying the collation of resources at various constituency collation centers. That is escalating tensions and leading to violence. In some places, our supporters have been shot at, some have been murdered. Already you know that in Tolon, a supporter of the NDC has been murdered by thugs of the NPP under the instructions of the PC or the NPP there, Habib. We had the same incident at Kaswa, Awutu Senior East constituency. One supporter murdered, another seriously injured. By the way, that gangster woman is out of parliament. She's a goner. She's lost. Hawa Kumse. And the day of accountability and recording is coming for her. But aside these sad events we have recorded, only last night at Mankranso will be what? Ahafuano Southwest. Ahafuano Southwest constituency, ladies and gentlemen. From the collation we did internally, we knew that we had won the constituency, but we had to go to the designated constituency collation center to go through the collation process, the official collation process with the EC. When we went there was a dispute about one polling station resource, which our polling agents had objected to at the polling station level, which had to do with overvoting of about 3 overvoting. And our agents were of the opinion that that case of overvoting also existed in other polling stations. So so at Mankranso there was overvoting in connection with one polling station, and the votes involved were about 3 more, and we had cause to also believe that the results from other polling stations also had the same irregularity of overvoting. So a protest was made. Now, as we were trashing that out with the Electoral Commission, we saw some EC officials coming to the collation center with a ballot box. And so our people resisted. They took the ballot box, and when they opened, the ballot box was full of ballot papers, and all of them had been thumb-printed for Alhaji Bawumia. And so they destroyed the ballot box. And so in the heat of the moment, in the midst of that pandemonium, the EC officials called the military to come in. When the military got there, the reasonable thing they ought to have done, because none of those supporters were holding any offensive weapon, and they could have simply engaged them to restore calm and order to the place. But they just got there and fired at the people, and they murdered, one person at the spot and injured over 4 people at Mankranso. That is what has happened there. I know, don't worry. All right, so that is Mankranso. Please, let me just put out this information. It is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also receiving the final internally collated provisional results for the Techiman South constituency in Bunu East, and contrary to the earlier indication we had, it is very clear that the NDC has also won the Techiman South. So overall for Bunu East, we won 11/11. 11/11. That is the indication we have for Bunu East. So the earlier communication from the regional secretariat has been amended. I told you that there were some contentious issues over there, but they've been rectified, and we have our pink sheets, and from our pink sheets we have won. And so it is now left for the Electoral Commission to do the needful. Thank you. So the challenges we are having has to do with number 1, Mankranso. The same thing has also happened at Tepa, where from our internally collated results, we won the election. We went to the Constituency Collation Center for the collation. All pink sheets were present, were there at the center. Yet the EC official was pussyfooting, dragging her feet, refusing to commence the collation. Our people, led by the parliamentary candidate for the NDC, pressed on her to commence the collation. She still refused without giving any reason, because she had the full complement of all pink sheets, and we didn't understand why she had to delay the collation process. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our agents decided to go behind the collation center to go and urinate. And when he went, he saw that a pink sheet, which is the main EC copy, had been torn into pieces, folded, and thrown into the bush. So he took it and saw that no, this is the EC's copy for a particular polling station. Why has it been destroyed and thrown into the bush? So he brought it in, and it led to some, exchanges, verbal exchanges between our people and them, because clearly this was an EC official who wanted to create the grounds for the delay in the coalition by destroying a pink sheet from a polling station. So we protested, and our people decided that once they have done that, we are not going to allow any EC official to come to the coalition center with any new pink sheets, because that is their game plan. They have a lot of ballot papers, and by the way, this is the only election in the history of Ghana since 92 that we have seen printed ballot papers and pink sheets flying all over. We've never seen this in the history of Ghana. So they have it in ballot boxes with seals from the Electoral Commission, ready for ballot box swapping, pink sheet swapping, and so on. But thanks to the vigilance of our polling station agents, observers, and supporters, we have been able to block this evil plot of the MPP. And so, because our supporters decided to prevent EC officials from going to the coalition center with new pink sheets, which obviously were concocted and fabricated, they called in soldiers. Soldiers got there and started shooting indiscriminately. Thankfully for them, nobody got injured, nobody got murdered, but they scattered the place and destroyed all the ballot papers and all the electoral materials. So that is a challenge we are having there. We are having a similar challenge with coalition in Obuasi East as well. The MPP is refusing to allow the coalition, to take place. So that is what is happening in Ashanti region. In Wenchi, I don't know the situation now, but before I came to address you, the brief we had was that everything is ready. The results, all the pink sheets are ready. The EC official responsible for the coalition is dragging her feet, refusing to do the coalition, and that is escalating tensions in the area. If you go to, even here in Greater Accra, I spoke about Ayawaso Central, which has now been declared, we thank God. But Okaikwe Central and Tema Central, there are serious security issues because of these deliberate, this deliberate delay of coalition in certain critical constituencies that the MPP believes the NDC has won. And in most of the constituencies, the MPP agents are nowhere to be found. For example, in some of the blue constituencies we have won, they are nowhere to be found to sign the results as collated. And EC officials are saying we are waiting for them. We want to tell the Electoral Commission that if the MPP will not come and sign, declare the results. It is not by force that polling agents sign. If you are not there to sign at the end of collation, declare the results and spare the nation the tension you have plunged us into. And Alhaji Bawumia, for God's sake, you are an Alhaji. You call yourself Dr. Digital. So I'm sure that by now, through your many digital applications, you have collated your results. You know you have lost. Please call your senior brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, concede defeat and congratulate him, and save this nation the unnecessary tension that you and your goons have plunged us into. Enough of the killings, enough of the violence. Ours is a democracy governed by the rule of law. The will of the people expressed at the polls is supreme and must stand. Be a Democrat and respect the will of the people. Leading figures of your party have already considered defeat. Richard Anyagba has considered defeat. Even the defectees from the NDC who came to support your cause have considered defeat, like Alote Jacobs. All of them. What are you waiting for? Ghana is the only country we have. So please, do the needful, concede defeat, and call your supporters to order. And IGP Dampare will continue to commend you and the Election Security Task Force for the yeoman's job you have done. But your job is not done because we are nowhere near the conclusion of the electoral process. Your work is being undermined by certain elements in the New Patriotic Party and their collaborators in the military. What we are seeing at constituency collation centers is not what the IGP promised us, and it is not what the CDS promised us. And we know that they are not a party to what is happening. But only they can stop the nonsense going on. And they have to put their foot down. They have a choice to make. You choose between the NPP and the Constitution of Ghana. Choose between the outgoing government and the supreme sovereign people of Ghana. Your fidelity is to the Constitution of Ghana and not the NPP. They have lost. Nothing can save them. They can't kill all the people in Ghana. There is no way you can overturn this results through violence. There is no way. So, if they will not do the needful by conceding defeat, we want you to put your foot down and stop the nefarious activities of these MPP thugs who have been clothed in military uniforms. And in some cases, real military men who have been given directives to go to constituency collation centers, scatter the place, shoot at people and all that. Human lives matter. Nobody is supposed to lose their life because of an election. We are appalled and disgusted by what is going on. The NDC has lost elections before, even when we were in power in 2016. We handed over power peacefully. Nobody died. Nobody was murdered. Even under Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rollins, who was a soldier in 2000 when we lost power, not a single Ghanaian lost his life. In 2008, under J.A. Kufuor, an MPP president, the MPP lost power. There was a peaceful transition of power. Nobody died. In 2016, nobody died under John Mahama. Why is it that only you in 2020 you killed 8 people? That blood is not enough for you. And you are still killing people as we speak. You've killed over 4 people in this election. How many more do you want to kill? How many innocent civilians do you want to injure and hurt? You have lost. It's as simple as that. Your Sisifia campaign, I told you. And it is time to pack your things and leave the Jubilee House. Yes. And we want to tell the Electoral Commission, Madame G. Mensah, the peace and stability of Ghana now depends on you. You are the returning officer for the ongoing presidential election. Your officers are deliberately delaying the coalition process in some constituencies and in some regions. Please, Madam, do the needful. Direct them to fast track the process. Where they have a full complement of pink sheets, there is no legitimate reason why they should delay the process. There is no legitimate reasons. In some regions, like Greater Accra, I mean, the declared results are not even more than 5. Meanwhile, the results are ready. What are you waiting for? And the situation is not any different in most of the regions. And so please, we call on the media, the Peace Council, the chiefs, the pastors, to call the EC to order. This is the time for them to intervene. The NDC has remained law-abiding and peaceful. We've acted responsibly against serious provocation from the MPP. Our people have been murdered, beaten to pulp, attacked, yet we have exercised restraint. But we will not sit aloof for EC officials to deliberately delay the electoral process in cahoots with the MPP for the sole purpose of giving room to thugs of the MPP to manipulate the results, at least at the parliamentary level. We will not allow that. So they must fast track the process. In constituencies where there are no disputes over polling stations, they must fast track the process. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for your attention. And let me quickly do a brief, and I'll be very brief. Let me do a brief summary in P of the presentation I just did. Abusuafo, the firm ha enye bone abatwa enura Ghana fo nyina yekoto aba no emra so say NDC as a serious political party ayewo agents ewo baby ayeto abade bia over 40,000 polling stations na yankasa ye agents the results abre ni akeka bom no ye mamuhu de ye provisional results ayakeka bom no ekire ntia na ye frame na to say the action on your screen so no or presidential na NDC Amayuku in briefing the certified results no yenenam 56% MPP Alhaji Bawumia yenenam 41% our difference eda Bawumia any John Mahama. No, show us the other one, please. Put the other one there, the certified one. Where difference and that Ura John Dramani Mahama ne Alhaji Bawumia Ntemua over 1.5 million votes in nominal terms. Inti about Mampeni about wana Bibia dia dance EPF say Ghana for to aba amansisa Ghana for to aba ebra dwene ntiase so ama yewura John Dramani Mahama ene NDC amanyuku na we parliamentary results no so a saa netie yen kan wie baby bebre wo wa ensem wo results no ho a ye hwese at the EC constituency coalition centers no ye betenetene no but enumpo no wohwa NDC enya dodo na wohwa baby to say upper east regional 15 constituencies no NDC afa 15 ni na oba upper west 11 constituencies no NDC afa ni na 11 over 11 oba northern regional out of 18 no your regional executives amaya swat say be 11 there NDC afa yegusu kra eye de aka ho adwuma oba savannah out of 7 regions no NDC yafa enisia baako aka da mangu kra no yegidi say yare ne a enho nsem bi wo miemu bi akoso a ye ne EC for eka ho asem animanimu ya oba north east so a the regional executives results of Makika Boom no and the Yankasa so yenya the national chair say yare ne miensa out of insia ofa bunu easter 11 no yare ne ni na 11 over 11 including Techiman South now oba bunu regional out of do me 12 no the dia dance say at least emu 11 there NDC awene oba have regional in Siano bibia dia dance say enum there NDC awene oba santimantemu a yare be se du ba miensa oboase east mankranso ene tepa ensem ho a ye ka medical de munchire mu aba ba nso de bibia dia dance say NDC awene oba baby to say Eastern regional out of 33 no parliamentary seats no the ensa kan ye confirm edu NDC arene ba kososo akọ NDC ni awogina independence eho oba Greater Accra out of 34 no best eduasa de NDC arene edimu nkunim okọ your strong voter region edu motwe ni nyina NDC afa edu motwe ni nyina okọ oti regional enkron no NDC afa nkron ni nyina okọ central regional aduonu miensa 23 no NDC afa mu best edu motwe ade akakra no ensem wo ho a ye hwe ho asemaka awofa western region so out of edu so no 17 no results are in Saka say edu no 15 there yare ne ofa western north so out of nkrono and also bibia dia dance say enwotwe there yare ne ba ko aka no so ebusu a ye ka ho asem enti wo keka bomu a let just say out of 276 constituencies no emu be say 187 there in Primpin Yansaka almost 190 enye ni nyina no ebi wo wa ye internal collated results say yare ne ba EC4 access a ballot box in webu bi akoso a e wo say ye hwe ne yusu abato mra edeka na the akwakoye o how kakra ma isisi no and they say abattoir impenyufo various constituency coalition centers are. I was almost share na baby a pinches in Naba Bedu constituency coalition center. Omone political parties no anamsi for ekeka bibia bom na declare results no e constituency level. Baby wo wa o declare results. But baby wo wa boapaye o ma sheda e twetwe wo nanse o mo be declare results. Na no e the tension bebre and aba tension bebre and omode aba and be oko wenji sisi ya it just so the because results are ready about to easy official wo no or twetwe ne nanse o person be coalition no saa no mo ye ne mankranso a ye nkrofo ekokan ya omo ye so mo person mo wi abamu a ye si anokwan they try to change finishes ye si anokwan a o ma tutu e de akum nipa ba ko pra nipa so enai na odi no so to nchen a te paso the same thing aso jafo akọ tututu asay electoral materials e work constituency coalition center ho nyina abramu ni mpefe se NDC adi nkuni me no ka say tema central okaiko central Obuasi east e ho nyina abana Ghana fo ato a aye ready e wose ekeka bom no isifo bi mpeso mo be yesa baby a yakeka bom a isi declare no yes sia enu even 30% of 276 constituencies it ya form but ka baby ya do idie o ya bato ya to ne Ghana nyina ka by now ke ma ya kra no ka 70 to 80% of constituency results o there ke was aba because baby ya to abawie ya no some the pink sheets akodru constituency coalition center as a homache 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. crowd almost started coalition by now there was enkadodo na aba tie ka che mami jimensa say offer awon hare enkanche ni mpanyifo ewo constituencies ewo Ghana say Ghana ye pasundwe abana ya to no omonka wo ho no omonkeka mbo no mo declare na obi anya abotoyemu ayemhihie omo de aba Ghana tension omo create ni Ghana nipa omo bobo omo tu aku omo no eyade a asefe na reho eni se basa na wo delay abana na yese wo wiem a there will be a resistance eno le kofa nipa kum ne ba akum nipa wotolo makum bi wo kaswa masanso akukum bi wo mankranso nipa dodo sen na akufu ado eni ba wo mi apeso kum omo e wa bato 2020 kwa nipa wotwe wo the silence ka ho nipa be se enai enti dienti ena omo yesa it is totally unacceptable and enya dia ye be pina mana koso enti se jimensa so ye kristonia na was say odogana no the Ghana no na be ye adwuma ma pere yo aye adwuma ene oni ni officials various constituencies in Gaza na wo fa wo hare so enye coalition intente na wo bia hu abato o misunsu anso na abotoye mu ni asodwe embra yes ena odi ano so to nchen a odi ano so to nchen a ahobambo nyuma yeku a omohwe abato iso omo ba so ku a ye from election security task force ye be sate afia abato yi omo kire nhihye ye omo de agu akwa mu fo ahobambo omo ma ye wusa police fo nko na bebo ban e wo police stations any constituency coalition centers and across the electoral system omo ye wusa soldier fo nka abato ya ho bambo ho age sento kwasi ba bi a age a police fo nsem ansani afra but ye ni ye sate abato we from anopa police station sumbie wo nto kwamba yo kra na dia soldier fo akọ no mukita AK47 sai ni pano so bebre kra nya soldier fo papa
Aria yakwaba Sami Jamfi oye communication officer edema ndi Samayoko no na one sentrofo na se oye sentrofo hiem ne samoka no ebetu anka se itiawa afa abatuye ene ho ensu sam ya na wachire se yade a abaye tu yi no wo ndi se dinkunimu uchemu ohamu chemu beye adunumu nsia 56% and a woman said omo ebum konta no ehye mampani dada mahama wanya na wo hwe abato mpesua enim na sedwa no so a wɔn nenam seat mako bɛyɛ ɔha ɛde ɔtwe num 185 parliamentary seats. Wɔkyerɛ sɛ bono mantam deɛ ɔmafɛde nyinaa sanso na bɛte fido mantam ɔmafɛde nyinaa uti mantam ɔmafɛde nyinaa fra mantam ɔmafɛde nyinaa bono east ɛno so ɔmafɛde nyinaa atachiman south a o se ɛhɔ no na ɛyɛ hyehyehye afie na bɛse nkwa ba yɛ to yɛ no ɛhɔ nso wɔn afa wɔn deɛ ɔmayɛ no nti ɔkeka kadi nyinaa bom ana kyɛ sɛ wɔn kɔkora nti ne tie wotwa mu no na ɛsɛ wɔn adi nkunim ɛwɔ ba yɛ to yɛ mu na saa about yɛn sɛm yi na wɔn sɛ yɛnyanya resource ni nyinaa deɛ nanso ɛnkyɛ bia Dr. Mahmood Bawumia wɔn nso ɛne Ghanafo ɛbɛkasa nti ɛno nso yɛ ready pɛ yɛbɛtwa yɛbɛyi na mahwɛ ni nyinaa na deɛ Dr. Bawumia nso ɛwɔ ɛka kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ no na yɛtumi ate sɛ asɛmbɛn ɛna wɔ hɔ a wɔbɛka ɛde akyerɛ nti doc wotie press conference a ND for aye ye dia san abai hunu ne san wo mo sam o mo kan aye wo mo a mo akuntabu kekansiani no mo se o maduru bebia wo mo aduru no ma mi ti o kakra na fe ye fa Dr. Bawumia de ne so kan ne ahwe
say politicians don't learn na me hu bibi kakra a slight change o say Sami Jamfi nanka oboshipa on se fie no na adwuba nyina on se afi ni dimi na kora akofom
we tone down
se mpani ni na kasa press conference yo ye minya ya anka o se nko ye ni tietia kasa pa yetia nya kasa tenten so ntoponko na as a country ye nyina yesua de for almost 16 years ye kan e because NDC for current to make come results mom. But Utiene Kasana, consistently he kept on saying, from our own internally collated resource, as I feel we NDC for so munye be them pa, medem so my be that nebia no money, so munye be them pa, afi or my na good for them and it's good for democracy. Say bedu be ni akase wo ni onya e kofabra say me meja wo fie there be enti is a learning curve. Electoral Commission say ntutunye be ba na fi Electoral Commission yeti ha no pay yenti say MPP ni NDC for edi ntokwa bi asim ba bia o yenti and mostly say bi wantwanchi bi ba na ifri Electoral Commission no kwan ya ofa so ye ne nwuma ni ade eno anadu ye kan o ha me ka say wo hwe se ne omosi chi chair polling station mo yade papa Electoral Commission did so well. Say not more than 750 at a polling station. Now say see ye kan abana na ye pon here be 6 o'clock near 12 in some areas 5 no be any no say some more kan in 5:30 no makan wi in 30 minutes no makan wi no fan say bi mu ho nya ha ne ade acha by 8 no makan wi. It is a party no ya all political parties and now agents no more results in the brewa okikambuma or say by midnight there say who baby ujina na sometimes I say the will of the people is the will of God. I thought that I can say in all sincerity Dr. Bawumia has worked and he worked. There's evidence to show say oh yeah you more born no more than nebia sebe ebia na nyankopon na obeka sisa amre on pese because President Kufuor na ngasa okomple no a wanwini edu mra na nyame na pese oba no o mane bai until he has done his best say o lusu election na eno nkire say wa mono modi no you can't take that away from him o ye adwuma edu ba bi no kasa kwa na ne ni asi one day no to me the 6 areas Oko Ashanti region, no, yet 3 constituencies a day. Obono Humode, and a fantastic woman. She was all over. Only now, my dear. But Tama Nyankopon, Oka say, Obe Yikanini, near Sue, Yako, you'll be near Omano way, also Mimano Muni, and also Manyan was a can't buy a copia or no crowd, a kit to more than one credit, dear Simon Cofanamra. Some no sooner, baby, will be a back of our. A lot of people did not give Mahama a chance. Well, Sabi, see a back can of cry, do be a resource wise, no. What got opposition 8 years and Yamro? So businessman be crab boa no ankasa so ni sika se kofom. And so omoyere omo kakra but see party general secretary na party chairman na we na ni na nkamfo na me I can say Ghana has won. Yeah. How I wish me paya me boy say nyame na ntimi o say yaso na din dia. The last election nipa 8 we. And run ajusi say yante kura nipa 3. Na sebi okoba mpo etise na uni ho. Me I lost my father at a tender age. I mean my brother was as way so. Not having a father is not a joke. Enti me I got opportunity to say udu baby ni e kan he wo baby etu wo bia wo de gina nchen na wo ko pia wo ye ba ma pia ye kunjaw na ukohwere wo nkwa oti anye yiye na wo ma wo yire na wo gya wo hokọ ebi so a brofocus ye so na ye bread wi na wo na ukoba na e kina wo ni hoyi wo ma nkwa na be bread se na ye mu bi ye bread ye no a na se wankasa so only you have not been fair to your family and to nature. Inti atora yenya abotre kakra. Me hu ne enti aya e ma e showbo wura ye mu ma obi a na dwen se ene ne besi hwe ne esi wo boase no. Me hwe video no me a me tinkan no na me yam hihimi. Me ni hobi o. Me tinkan keke. Na se soja ni kura tuo. Na one ne preso. Ah, na se ne nsa koka krokro na. Bewu. Den pa na bebo wadwunim. Electoral Commission can say, "Yeah, more montra polling station." Name as and when I omu here omu, yaba mo mako patrols. Inti omu ko patrols wa omu amaso omu bejina ho. Yasi yampene mama hakra. Na no ye ni so jani no so na kuma ko suru kakra no koto nisa. But me see se tuo no to ya. Ni wo wo no kwa na wodanse. Inti yebesre Electoral Commission onye na djuma yie. Enye first time I to abani na no the overall boss no the chairperson of the Electoral Commission on to me is ahwe on to me so fa hwe nka bibia ho na mo bi so nkohye ne se chinchina be bo aba no abra ba bi asise firi ba ne maye on to me nya adwuma ne sa ya de mra na ya adwuma enti yenya abotre nia obewi no obewini ya de tumi ahye nipa ba ko pensem no so mra kwans no asese oya du ba bi hu se e bi out of 276 no menya 250 na newa nyandudu a we nya nia ka no amampa ana ebaso a enkosesa hwe. That's the only time the chairperson can declare. Enti mesre yenya acha deda enche ebia na ye kan se o afi sese na ye to aba enche ebia na se o 6 months time na ye to aba enche ebia o akabo so me pe na ye to aba enche ebia se na wotwe enche ebia aba na ye nto ya to awie nti ebe cha deda yenya motre edenya acha hwiebe opanya je kum na kan. End of today yebehu the commission and its heads so munya full complement of what legally permits them to declare on Mayor Mojuma. Mayor Inshomo, na yantu ya boswa, especially with this EC, has got a record of making errors. Now, mom, they should not be pushed because okoye no can be bibi or chwe bibi. So yasan who so be sa onokwa mo dey sa. Nti they are also learning. Say onkoye bibi mpre no ho na obi abeka say o ajakwam na na no asema mka ma no fum yenti yensi na dabi mum ye nya botre pa. Very very important a stage yedu say yenko pepere ho yenko hye no say electoral commission chinchire twan Ghana be declare results. That one we cannot do that. Yenya ho abotre because nothing will change. What I say, me say, baby I to abano. Yeah, and 9 e wo ha no be. Nti ye nyina fa say 9 nyina represent different parties. Ye kan bi ye wo atro. Me ma tro. Ohima atro ana kwaku atro. Nti se ye da 3 days kwa na atro ye na nsisa. Na atro ye na nsisa. Tira me se de e besi na si no. Ase awie, nothing will change. Nothing will change. The results are there, and the party be also can the album. Obi anim ne wanya. Let's not kid ourselves. They know. The two big parties know. So far, independent na minyante dodua aba. Apart from A+. Minim say
one in Fota region and
because
independent Fota region oti
region
oti oka one
And Asante Achim North.
Asante Achim North.
There be okay, Asante Achim North. And as Sami crowd then or can say NDC winning so can two independent candidates. I'm say man crown so or can back could be or just say so nipa no ye NDC ni na okọ independent.
Kwabena obetumi check ya ma me specific resource. Baby a na was sitting MPs omko independent. Na I'm very interested in those areas.
Okay. Yen se betumi aye ho bibi esi ya.
Baby to say Aguna West.
Mamre Morris.
Is it Suhum or so?
Suhum but ye ko ha no pe na
Weja.
Omumwe
Ena Weja.
Suhum Weja Dabi. Ena Aguna West.
Weja na Tina Mensa.
Tina Okoye.
Tina Oko independent.
Wanko independent.
Tina Luzibo.
Ana Mamre
Morris Okoye.
Ono Okoye but
Suhum Aguna West. Ena Suhum Aguna West Akabako.
Ana Agogo. Asante Achim North.
Asante Achim
independent or no any political party.
No so ono no MPP ma primaries near there.
Frimpong.
Debbie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Debbie.
About street say independent.
One
businessman.
Okay. But the independent no because 800 no. I me kai say from a me chance on it no. The whole Ghana candidate about 800 na independent be 110. The whole Ghana.
Okay.
Ebi wo mbati na yo notable ones bia eni wo se Suhum Mamre Morrison hone other areas ana ehɔ no eyeki ba na independent ni bi wo
wanya Nkranza no
journalism
chaso no ko independent ko chasa msa chasa enya minye so chasa nya me ba network network na yanka chaso su kra de se betumi afro no phone so po na bisa no
but it's been calm apart from a few skirmishes bia enro anajo no e cause na no pay use be bia
na nti sami Jemfi kasa na me ka bibi se all that no se na TBA mu no me yidi se emebu na wo Ghana for one way or the other omo for say politicians no omo no mo dele so mo de na ehye eno mo dele nti no a wo hwe de ye ekre bofo aye pon ye kakra na tum se be bia be ko bia emebu no hu se nyema bi nkoyi a omo gina se we de ye mpene ena na indiensi one party so ye ndi so ye MPP se bibi omo se bibi nkoso a pepepe ye bi nkoso a omo resist se we de ye mpene and o ko social media no so a youth na can say dey o take him for granted that ye mpene nti no o say sign caution bi animal politicians say ye koye nim no omo toto omo no ma no mo hu say share ke ba nka bi ase 92 no ye ba ye nim no kwala omo wo omo no omo nyi omo hu de ekoso omo abrabo mu ensem na me tiwe bi o Nigeria na wo bi sa akola bi se isika wonye na ye odi bi ko akoma na wo fo no so ma wo fo na hwe me bate omo responsibility so omo hwe me enti se mi ndidi mi abintu mfa bi nko hwe omo na mo cry equity South Africa for a problem ne say wesi so wanya adwuma na wontem osuro na menyi nti tambia na bedu bra ba hwe oba na wa yemre no mo ka nti wo say politicians ne hu say emebunu pa adwuma ye de so mo toto mo nyoma yi na aboa mebunu adwuma kwan so a wo say fie ne ko omumbia because these two parties o man o mo change NDC ko MPP ba nti wo hihye wo nyoma na yenye say ne ato wenti ochina oba for so na me nsema me kind
every election is a special unique one
yeah
when you say 2028 as I sit here to reflect it's also going to be unique because 2028 you know NDC is too new well I may be wrong but say
it's like
Jane
likely
obetumi asaba if she is the vice obeba be contest here na wa age is not on her side.
Yeah.
It so as it here two NDC the two candidates and and how would the MPP also be? Every election is a special one.
Yeah.
The dynamics may bring a lot of changes.
Ntina also we adwuma say na nra wo ka say
the next election starts today.
Yeah, say na wo ka nti adwuma wo ho nti eno so ka wo kasa obeka ho.
Yeah.
Woni ya obeye ho. Say we lusu woni ya obeye. So we wini woni ya obeye no. Say de wo ka say e sha ase ne no. Woni ye ne wo kasa nso kire say ene no wa sha ase sen. Medi nkuni me kasa ase. Medi nkugo kwan be na me fa nkugo na medi no. Ni nyina nso e kasa kire wo mo a ebre no so ayekwa akofro won se koto abama me no eka bibi kire wo mo ti se wodi nkunim na okasa ho anti na ukoya hantan a question mark wo ho wodi nkugo na wanye antum se agro na me ko na nye nkunim ko na be kwa ama me nti wo wanye nkugo na antum wanze okay medi nkugo Matias ya eno so other way round between akodi atia next time kwa akodi ne pen so kope vote
asem sebe
anche beko Dr. Baumia di fie
enra on se
beko di nkomo eni masemo obebeka nti enche ready
enra nyimre on se na ye di nkomo na me si book bi central region ya church fabi yesro nyo nti you know all these no again let's go back to the so-called smaller parties who may not even admit that they are small. The results in na by what's the discussion ko mo di mbam so mo di mbam
so performance no
so nti omonso should begin now say yeah reorganization na ye nyina say adwene ye say ni ankroma ye ne ye neje ho na say ye be say ankroma ideas no na ye propagate dia ye nkan ye homom omo anhya ase ye ne na omo kotia da omo bi o ha only 6 months to election and at time I filing now be say some political party bi o if indeed as a country they be say a third force there they should work well and work together and come boom
all right so we share your chia Dr. Baumia Fie and Yakwa Kudru no chairman team and Justin Kudia general secretary and Yura Openi Oware and Afi opare ansa ene hye atadekoko no ena papa ba ko no opare ansa benkum so no menshada ehuniye ha anti chairman team na Mr. Wari ena fe timira krabwaje so na bejina wa netiko ekire ha no na fe Justin Kudu so ena ewechiro Rubisha Express ewo chairman team achi nche hu nipako na ehuna na be kati anche Dr. Baumia and ye bekasa ni fie na ye hwe sisi an abna den no expect say Dr. Baumia beka
eja say ye share results are even do electoral commission and certify and as well no embabonting but say ye do nkomposhe ye chi abato abakwa obviously no say ulusia wu say ulusia and media me hu ne say de ye ne papa mu pa ne say ulusia in terms of na waji atom na wadase me hu ne say ba ne sa e de munyam kese pa ebrew e ma hu say wo obi so ahoso pe asonje so hu enye da nyina na obeka say wo nim pa se me lusin so na on pese bia obeka no krache wo chidi fonti no na be ye ye nko court ye ni say enti de eni de kira fitie nra bepem sa bre ni de baby amiti no me hu ne say eye MPP party no omo lucy
de be say nyesi awie
exactly enti de mission ni say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia obe address na chidi for na waji atom na wa congratulate eye NDC Amayoko Kendini na you know moving forward ya shade easy and so edibeba that is what I'm actually expecting.
Oh okay you can go so some now expect o share kwan say oba can be fufuru bi ana say dia abena ken say na o say bi a so so bi na hwe the page gina ho no wo mo dimi na so mo nimu ase aye ne na sefo no wo gidi say bibi beba
yes akoko bi de ni ma de chen so hwe onina no but in most cases in the yehu wo abato mu no say na parties no ankwa mama address na tafi mu fie na eba you 2016 kani mampani John Dramani Mahama anko yie no ni fie no okase free na eno anso you press conferences eba back and forth ni omo pre hu na eno aso as compared to 2020 na press conference ne kokọ so anadwunu mu na no eno a omoyeye ba ko mienu bi na ekoda no anase ende yankoda mpo ye to aso no ye hu press conference bi abiem eno eka bibi na mu baabi am be sini baabi am sha ase na akọ be de ni madechi na so tiri ni na no enti de Dr. Baumia edi eba
bedu bebi nso akokoba no o mame ebia onim de se o ye fi na mame hu se me be yini
se mankasa akokoba o be se akokọ bedie ni madechi
bedie na so ba e so ye kro se do frɛ ne ma bi se
no na wo ye no
dog we say ekobase asam na me ka say ekobase bia doctor Baumia di oba be kan say oba atum say wadi nkugu say ye den no yen democratic credentials no value ben na de ka ho e ma bia saman say hu ni yen e fa ka memam ka bia ma mo ehu
ayi kra ya to aba there's been a lot of improvement. Ghana had maybe near to aba box cry ya de papers ni gum no na enye transparent edu baby yes you ne pictures kura nka ho ye fa picture de back on black and white I feel your assistant black and white ya the colored we've come that far ya boy home model ya enti kakra edu baby yes you utie amanhodo so ya to aba obi o ha wanwini nso obetumi akoso chaos but at least yan kan kwa chire nhwe adubu ahe ene President Rollins koye olusu ye wan kontokwa omutro book President Kufuado ene Atamos ekoye ekosi sen ifa Kufuo ne Atamos o mi dem pasumje wan kontokwa o da mi kikan wose dabi Atamos ne Kufuado so it's been like that I say so be eko na odin kogu a ogitum the worst case scenario is obeko court na ya court o Supreme Court say the elections are won at the polling station nti na make say obi ama na nim ko ho ba bia ye to aba no enim defo bia ka say obi betumi ato aba de enso enye onu na be kire ni obedi nkunim ni o kan no because obi tumi kan 110 111 112 no yeah 213 into 112 no instead of 213 e wono say wabu biegum so all kind no ni all kind no betumi so asesa we have done well as a country. China make us Ghana has won, not any particular person or individual. Say ye nyina despite our differences. Me say won call election da. Ye can say ya. I know na me catch ekwaku. Me say o ma me wu da. Na so enya hwe. Na me kai pa say me papa ka baby. No bi e be gina na damfo pa. Me money di. Also munya botre mehwe se kina no be sha ase dia minim so enti it's been like that to say oh enema nkoyie eye the fact to say hwe na enipa ni bi ayo madwen say oh bi ne asie bia yemfa ento nchen na ya nyintum say asoman no ebia enne na ya nto amam ebia enne na omanfo ne mpema say ebia ochina the biggest example I give and say there was once a man no ye Sehubekwai traditional council one na paramount chief or traditional council president and no call once a near chim na western region or western regional house of chiefs contested president Olusi. And yet the following year, and yet 2 years later, that same year, our national house of chiefs president Owini. Regional national Owini. In Tiabia na enne anko yama se nyame di wachia unni mo china nya benya enti se wudi nkugu kura e mane hawa ma say that's not the end of life because you are not the first person to lose election. It's not the first time a political party is losing election. It's you only sit back, reflect. Sober reflection, and then you begin to, and one here you are going to do a very bad blame game. And away in the year say, and away can you no way hey, no matter what you do. Say yeah, a person okay. Obi to me bob boss near one or bob on 70% will lose match. Sometimes it does not matter the individual effort. Collectively, we say we have what we call individual individual accountability, collective responsibility. And every individual should be held accountable for what they were given. But to say win. So be and papa so there, then we are perfect human beings.
Okay.
That could not have been. Enti nebe sibia yensum na yenye ya die boko ya boy results. Your life goes on. There are a lot of people on when fano honey party ben e power.
Okay.
Oh yeah na juma ni nya so Dr. Bawumia.
Dr. Bawumia nti mo enko ne fie o ne enko tie de ekoso.
Okay. Can you hear me? Are you sure? It's okay? All right. So, are you guys ready? Should I go? Is it okay? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, following yesterday's presidential and parliamentary elections, Ghanaians at home and abroad have been sitting on tenterhooks awaiting the outcome of the election. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome. I have just called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him as President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. I said during the signing of the Peace Pact that I was sure of two things. Ghana will win and peace will reign. The people of Ghana have spoken. The people have voted for change at this time, and we respect that decision with all humility. I thank God Almighty for how far He has brought me, and I submit to His will. I am making this concession speech before the official announcement by the Electoral Commission to avoid further tension and preserve the peace of our country. It is important that the world investor community continues to believe in the peaceful and democratic character of Ghana. These are our most important assets. Ghana is more important than our individual political ambitions, and we must always put Ghana first. While this was not our desired outcome, I say this is part of the democratic process. This is part of the democratic process. Ladies
any consumer democracy to transform our society to strict scrutiny. Our MP to advance it's the best rank and file of heads. Yes, ahead. All sincerity, I assure you, to guide us. I urge you all MP side. Nanado Dan also use this occasion to congratulate all MPs elect, with special emphasis on those from the MPP side. I would like to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, for his support and guidance over the years. I extend sincere thanks to the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, for her support and wise counsel throughout my tenure as Vice President and during the 2024 electioneering campaign. I'd like to thank my wife, Haja Samira Bawumia, who has gone over and above the call of duty in her support for me. My thanks also go to my children, my brothers and sisters, and the entire Bawumia family for their support. I also thank my running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, and his wife Alma for their strong support in this campaign. I am eternally grateful to our revered traditional rulers, religious leaders, and the generality of Ghanaians for their support. I thank former President Kufuor, the Council of Elders, executives, and the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party for their solid support. To all Ghanaians who voted for me and the MPP to implement our proposed bold solutions, I thank you for the confidence you reposed in us. To all Ghanaians who didn't vote for me and the MPP in this particular